of when you see a box turtle? If you're out in the woods and you just suddenly come across a box turtle, what do you think of? You may not realize it, but box turtles are actually very unique and complex. Today, I'm going to tell you about some of the main qualities of box turtles, and hopefully after today, you will not only be educated on the box turtle, but you will also be aware of box turtles. Box turtles are becoming extinct in places like Maryland, where there are a lot of pesticides, and people are taking them as pets a lot. So let's start and let's begin. The first thing we need to know about box turtles is their markings. Box turtles have their own markings that distinguish them from the rest of turtles. Box turtles, as you can see from this picture, are usually a dark brown or olivish brown color with yellow or orange patterns. Another interesting thing about the box turtle is that they are able to close up more than rest of turtles. This is because of their lower shell, the plastron. It is slightly hinged. The upper part, let me just show you a picture. There you can see the upper part of the lower shell is hinged. It's bent forward towards the top part of the shell. The top part of the shell is called the plastron. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's the carapace. So the top part is the bottom part is slightly hinged. Another interesting thing about the box turtles that I found interesting was that males have red eyes. Females tend to have the brown or the yellowish eyes. So if you're ever out in the woods and you want to find a box turtle as a pet and you want a male, just look for red eyes. Box turtles often also have turned up beaks, and they can grow up to 8 inches long. Now that we've looked at some of their markings, let's take a look at their habits. Box turtles have particular habits that make them distinct. Their environment usually determines their activity rate. For example, in the springtime, they bask in the sun to keep warm. If it's too hot in the summertime, they will lay under decaying leaves or logs. If it is extremely hot, they will often find a mud puddle or a small pond to cool themselves in. And during the heat of the summer, their activity rate is usually limited to mornings or after rain. Box turtles usually stay in a small home range. No more. They tend not to go out over more than 5 acres. Box turtles usually limit their activity during the daytime. At night, they will scoop out a small indentation in the soil to sleep in. Their mating season is usually from the spring to the fall, and their nesting season is May through July. And their nests are dug in sandy or loamy soil with their hind legs. They then bury and carefully cover their eggs, and females will dig several clutches a year. And a thing that I found interesting was that females usually dig their nest during stormy evenings. So what do turtles like to eat? What is their diet? What does it look like? They eat a lot of different things, especially during different seasons of the year. It includes things like insects, berries, fungi, worms, mushrooms, small mammals, roots, flowers, fish, and a lot of other things which I won't bore you with. Turtles are carnivorous when they're young, and they're herbivorous when they are adults. So the last thing that we're going to talk about is their environment. Turtles dwell in a certain kind of environment. They especially like environments that are wet. Damp fields, forests, or floodplains are usually what they like, as I learned from the Reader's Digest, American Reader's Digest. As we saw earlier, they like to have a large body of water or a woody grassland, just basically pretty much a wet area so they can either cool themselves or keep cool. So now that we have covered some of the main qualities of the box turtles, hopefully you have found this educating, as well as seeing for yourself just how unique box turtles can be. We've covered their markings, we talked about their habits, and their environment. hopefully you enjoyed learning about them as much as I have. I know from some of the research I learned some things that I didn't know about the box turtle. Yeah, any questions?
Mm.